Rundy up top. Sophomore probing. Finds a man in the corner. It's St. Hilaire who drills a three. And he had his pocket pick. Williams just too quick. Goes around him to the hole. Right-hand scooper is good. Zigriello on the baseline. Draws attention. Frees up Brewer. Hierarchy three. Up and in. Bounce pass ahead. St. Hilaire has left rejected. Can a chance for the lead. Back door to Lacey. Score it. His pass picked off. Brander, cat quick. The freshman to the tin with a nice finish. Another bank attempt. Grudinski stays with it. Three-pointer now by Galamaga. Three-pointer block. Sanasuoso comes down with it, sends it up the floor, and then Sullivan throws it down. Fawcett steps into a long two, up and in. O'Connell, guarded by Zimmerman, deep on the far wing, steps into a long two and drills it. Trying to shake off Morelli into the lane. Backdoor from Pafford. There's the layup. 4 seconds. Timeout. Winnacunnet. Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Durham. Nick Anastas with you, getting set for the first of 2 semifinals here on the boys' side. It's the Division I 2021 NHIAA Boys Basketball Tournament, March Madness. And we're back in a familiar town, not quite a familiar locale. We're in Durham, where usually the semifinals and championship game are played. However, they are usually played down the road at the University of New Hampshire due to the ongoing COVID-19 situation. Oyster River has stepped up to the plate and will play host tonight to the semifinals and Saturday's championship game. Limited attendance, but nonetheless, a decent-sized crowd that continues to grow here about 12 minutes or so away from the opening tip. 2 of the better teams going at it. They deserve to be here. It's been a long road. 2 very well-coached teams. Both head men speaking along the far sidelines. Keith Bike of Trinity and Jay McKenna of Winnacunnet. Let's take a look back at the bracket. We'll start in Region 1, where Winnacunnet earns the trip to the Final Four for the first time in a while, with perhaps the hardest road, at least so far. They had to knock out both defending co-champions as they started off in Exeter as big underdogs. They had lost all 3 meetings during the regular season to Exeter, the defending 2-time champ, and well, they were able to hold on and get the victory in overtime. One of the better games we saw this season, 56-53 the final, and then took care of business against Portsmouth, a team perennially accustomed to being in the Final Four. Winnacunnet held off the Clippers 54-43. This is a team led by 8 different seniors and should be ready for the big spotlight tonight. Region 2, we take a look at Trinity. Pioneers also had to fight their way through an extra game. They had a first-round matchup and had no problem with the Concord Crimson Tide. They went on to beat Memorial by double digits and then handed Bedford a convincing victory on the road by double digits, 56-39. So there it is, the road to the Final Four for these 2 teams. We'll preview the other matchup a little bit later. That's, of course, Londonderry and Bishop Girton, but Trinity and Winnacunnet, 2 programs with a lot of history, and again, over the years, accustomed to being in Durham in the month of March. Well, Winnacunnet, and as you take a look there at the Final Four round, Winnacunnet is, as I mentioned, led by longtime head coach Jay McKenna, trying to get back to the championship game for the first time in over a decade. They last faced Pinkerton back in 2010. They fell to the Astros then. And again, have not made a championship appearance since. It's a storied program, as I mentioned. Went to 4 championship games between, 92-5. Between 92 and 2000. They won the state title back in 1992. Finished as runners-up 3 straight seasons, 95, 96, and 97, and again in 2000. On the Trinity side, of course, they started out as Bishop Bradley way back in the 1940s and 50s and captured the Class L championships in both 1958 and 1964. They did it again as Trinity High School back-to-back in 75 and 76. Took home the bacon in 85, and then 2 titles in a 4-year span under former head coach Keefe, 09 and 2013. And that was the last time the Pioneers were in the championship game, that 2013 season. There is a holdover from that squad that's now a part of Coach Bike's coaching staff. That's assistant coach Brad Rhodes. He was the point guard for the Pioneers back in 2013. It's a warm gym. You can tell that, a shooter's gym. As these players already breaking a sweat here after only warming up for a few minutes. It's a smaller gymnasium perhaps than we're used to. I do like the feel of the gym. I like the angle of the bleachers. Not a bad seat in the house. Kind of opera style, looking down on top of the court. And again, the sound amplifies here with the brick walls. A lot of echoing, and it's very loud and can be loud for sure at times. So we welcome you again inside of Oyster River High School, first of 2. Nick Anastas with you on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. We're brought to you, of course, by Beals Insurance. And, well, when you look at any of these 4 remaining teams in Division I, you could make a strong case for all 4. Winnacunnet, I mentioned, a lot of experience. 8 seniors. They've got a lot of length. They've got a lot of heart. And they've got some size as well. Elon Houston, kind of the Energizer Bunny, very active on the offensive glass. He's a slasher, and he'll look to play a big role tonight on both ends of the floor for Coach McKenna. James O'Hara is the starting point guard. Very gritty, very good ball handler, good two-way player as well, has a knack for drawing the charge defensively, and he's been known to hit the open man as well. And then there's Brett Morelli. Big man, stretch forward, does a little bit of everything, finds his way to the line more often than not. Got a good counterpart on the wing is Lucas Shaky, his classmate, another senior, good with the three-point ball. And then the 2 bigs to watch inside tonight for Winnacunnet, Sam Andriatola, 6'5", a junior who should get the start tonight and log a lot of minutes. He was Winnacunnet's top rebounder this season, and then his backup is also a junior, Joe Allen, who's listed at 6'3". Trinity, they don't have the size perhaps, but they've got the quickness, and of course it starts with their all-world senior guard, Royce Williams. The 6-footer can score from anywhere on the floor, will demand defensive attention tonight from Winnacunnet. In the quarterfinal win over Bedford, the Bulldogs threw a number of double teams at Williams. Didn't matter in the end as Royce finished with 18 points and 10 rebounds. He gets his numbers one way or the other. And Trinity expected to ride his coattails again tonight. He will have help from the coach's son. That's the freshman point guard, Tyler Bike. Bike, already in double digits at halftime against Bedford. Very good shooter, good with both hands. And, of course, as a coach's son, naturally has the high basketball IQ to go with the athleticism. Along the front line for the Pioneers, we expect to see Ryan Stoltz do a lot of the dirty work in the middle. He's 6'2". He's not afraid to mix it up and get physical. And he can also stretch the floor on the offensive side as well. He's got some three-point range. And then the role players. Nathan Meeker, kind of a glue guy. I spoke with his former JV coach, Rich Flera, who had nothing but good things to say about Meeker. And again, a guy who can just make the winning plays for you in big times. Can also shoot the 3-ball a little bit. Devon Ellis is another freshman, one of 4 on the Trinity roster. He'll help out with some of the ball handling duties and some of the defensive work on the perimeter. Coach Pike likes to rely on the youngster. And then off the bench, we'll keep an eye on Mark Nyoma, who played very well in the quarterfinal win over Bedford last time out back on Saturday. A big body, again, just a freshman, but Nyoma already a big part of the program. Trinity 8-2 in the regular season. And again, 3-0 so far in this 2021 NHIAA Boys Division I basketball tournament. Whereas Winnacunnet really started to hit their stride late in the campaign, as highlighted, of course, by back-to-back road wins in this tournament over both Exeter and Portsmouth. Well, a good three-man crew on tap again today. Kevin Burkhart down there as the crew chief. In good hands. Again, it's three refs the rest of the way. Quarterfinals, semifinals, and championship round. We see the three official team as opposed to two during the regular season in the first two rounds of this tournament. Again, Trinity and Winnacunnet, the first of two here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. Broadcasting live from Durham and across the internet, across the world on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. FNL NH Media is the channel. Please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a thing moving forward. Again, we're on YouTube. The name of the channel, FNL NH Media. Londonderry and BG also promises to be a close affair. Again, we'll have full pregame coverage of that one before the tip-off comes your way at 7 Eastern. But back-to-back games here from Oyster River High School. Well, I mentioned limited attendance, and of course the masks have to be worn on the floor. If you're not familiar yet, that may still shock some folks, but that's the way it is here, at least in 2021. The masks will be on, and the attendance is limited to a certain number of tickets per player. There's no official student body, unfortunately, which in a lot of ways makes March the special month that it is. But hopefully we'll see packed gyms before you know it going into next season. Well, one thing to keep an eye on is the start, as Winnacunnet has been known to get out, set the pace, and establish an early lead. We saw that throughout the regular season, whereas Trinity, well, they got off to a slow start against Bedford, but heated up very quickly towards the end of that first quarter. So I think the first 4 or so minutes may or may not be telling to what kind of a game we expect to see tonight. We expect to see good numbers. We welcome you inside here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. Again, Nick and Astis with you. We will be right back to Durham with the starting lineups and the opening possession in just a moment. You are watching coverage of the 2021 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I Tournament on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, presented by Beals Insurance. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. Are you on the fence about selling your home? Well, now is the time to take advantage of today's sky-high demand, low supply, and fierce buyer competition. The market is crazy right now, and bidding wars can be strenuous. Don't go at it alone. Let Lori D. Warner of Home Sweet Home, a RE/MAX company, guide you through the process. You need a trusted, licensed real estate professional in your corner. Let Lori D. fight for you. Call 603-664-9090 or email Lori, that's Lori, at djlorid.com. Is your company interested in showcasing your brand to thousands of high school sports fans across New Hampshire? If not, why not? And if so, let's go. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire is seeking sponsorship partners. It's the perfect way for your company to get out in front of the moms and dads who make up our community. Help us help you, and
we can grow together. If you're interested in partnering with Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, then email us at fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. That's fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. Join our team today.
Number 4, senior Royce.
Well, the Trinity starters being introduced to this growing crowd here as we get set for semifinal number 1 here on Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Nick Anastas with you. A 4-guard set for Coach Keith Bike. Point guard Tyler Bike, Coach's son, will be manned in the backcourt along with senior Royce Williams. Devon Ellis, as we talked about, will play the wing along with Nathan Meeker. And in the middle is the 6'2" senior Ryan Stoltz. For Winnacunnet, there's Elin Houston. Big part of this postseason run. Long arms, very good on the glass on both ends. One of the many seniors, one of the 8 seniors for Coach Jay McKenna. Joined by James O'Hara, touched the ball a lot tonight. One of their best on-the-ball defenders. He's the floor general. Brett Morelli, 6'5". Very diverse offensive game. And then there's the three-point threat, Lucas Shockey, another senior who can score from well beyond the three-point line. And then Sam Andriatola, the big man, the junior, 6'5", got some good low post moves. So here we go. Trinity and Winnacunnet will step aside for the national anthem and get right to game action in a moment.
Will you all allow please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
All right, just about set. I was about to say for the opening tip, but the opening tip has been temporarily suspended. One of the new wrinkles during the COVID-19 era. Instead, one team is awarded the first possession and we get right to business. Both of these teams will look to get down to business defensively. Two of the more hard-nosed man-to-man teams that you'll find statewide. Expect we may see some zone sprinkled in here and there, but I think primarily both of these head coaches, Coach Bike and Coach McKenna, are man-to-man guys at heart. Trinity in the Road Blues against Seeds. We're done away with. Regional selections were based on a random draw, so there was no official seeding for this tournament. Winnacunnet will be the home team on the scoreboard, and they'll be in their home whites. And they'll be on defense to begin this opening possession, and we are underway from Durham. Warriors do open up in a zone. Back door, and there's a turnover. Well, again, O'Hara, great defensive instincts, able to pick off the opening pass. Meanwhile, Andriatola, beautiful spin move, gets the game's first basket off the window. The 6'5" junior, able to spin. Winnacunnet going to set up a 1-2-2 press. Trinity handles. Ellis one dribble. Long two won't work. And Andriatola grabs the rebound. Good start for the Warriors. They get a turnover. They get a miss. They've got a 2-0 lead on now their second possession. Trinity opening up As expected in the man-to-man, Coach Pike, who played college basketball at the University of Hartford, on the sidelines with his arms crossed trying to coach up the defense. No shot clock, of course, in the NHIAA. So each team allowed to take their time. There's a travel as Lucas Shockey slipped on the wet floor and is called for the travel. So one giveaway each way. With just over a minute gone by, it's 2-0 Winnacunnet. Trinity looking for their first basket, again facing the zone press. They're able to break it. Now Ellis in the corner, looking for his teammate in the high post, and the Pioneers will reset. Here's Williams, the scoring phenom. Left hand, right hand, spin move, skip pass, sets up Meeker for three. That one too strong. It's tracked down, though, in the corner. Trinity has it again. Now Williams pulls the trigger. Three in and out. Meeker trying to keep it alive and lands out of bounds. Good hustle by the 5'9" senior. Well, both teams not afraid to hoist up their fair share of three-point attempts. Trinity got some good looks there, I think, some square looks that wouldn't go. Here's a three the other way, and that one's in the hole. It's Sam Andriatola. He's got all 5 of Winnacunnet's points, and Coach Pike does not like the start. Timeout, Trinity. Well, less than 2 minutes in, and already the Warrior zone press taking Trinity a bit out of rhythm. Meanwhile, Sam Andriatola on the other side, 5 points. A gorgeous low post spin move to open things up, and then the big fella showing the range. Able to stretch the floor with the three-point ball. So it's 5-0 Warriors with 1:51 gone by in this opening quarter. Well, out of the timeout again, a little bit of press. Token zone with Houston at the head. Bite going to break it down with the dribble, and then Williams is called for a travel. Well, shuffled the feet a little bit on the catch. Second Pioneer turnover. Warriors a 5-0 lead with the ball. Morelli unwisely tried to split the double team with a dribble, and then Williams makes a mistake, throws it down the floor, and it's Shockey of Winnacunnet who tracks it down. So a third turnover for Trinity. 2 on the other side for Winnacunnet. Meanwhile, Houston makes it 3 as he loses the dribble off the right leg. Well, both teams perhaps still trying to get into game rhythm here through the first 2.5 minutes. Trinity still trying to get on the board, trailing 5-0. Warriors fall back into a man-to-man. Williams up top against Houston. Looks for a screen to his right. Left-hand shake dribble down the lane and draws the foul. Able to get into the paint with the left and then able to switch in traffic to his strong hand, the right hand, and took it on the wrist on the way up. So Williams will shoot 2. It's the game's first foul. It goes against Shaky. And Williams cashes in. Meanwhile, the first substitution has taken place as Ellis checks out for Trinity, and we get a look at Naoma. A little more size on the floor for Coach Pike. Meanwhile, Williams goes 2 for 2. And it's a one-possession difference at 5-2. Trinity finally on the board. Meanwhile, Morelli trying to escape a double team on the sideline. Shockey sends it for Houston in the near corner. Houston wants a one-on-one. He's a slasher. Floats a pass far side. Shockey, right-hand dribble into traffic, and he loses it. Good help side defense coming up to get the steal. It was Ryan Stoltz. Stoltz gets it back, fires a 3, and that one a little too ambitious off the back iron. A rebound, Morelli, who takes a breath in the Warrior backcourt. Trying to get it over to O'Hara. He's got to get it over the line quickly. Meeker is on his hip, and finally, just beating the clock, O'Hara gets it over to Shaky. And now a timeout, Coach McKenna. That's got the Pioneer side of the gym fired up. As there's a lot of school spirit here. Again, limited attendance. We're accustomed to seeing thousands over at Lundholm Gymnasium for a typical semifinal, but again, I kind of like the cozy feel here. The home of the Bobcats, Oyster River High School. As going into the timeout, you heard a lot of these Pioneer fans voice their support. They're dressed in their red and their blues. The Winnacunnet side of the gym almost as sizable as well. So a good turnout under the circumstances for semifinal number 1 here in Division I. Meanwhile, out of the timeout, inbound pass broken up. Stay with Winnacunnet. We're nearly midway through the first quarter. Warriors a 5-2 lead, although they have not scored in the last 3 or 4 trips. They go to Houston off the inbound. It's blocked by Stoltz. Houston stays with it, and then a foul is called. We're going to get Meeker. Made a play on the ball, but got a piece of the arm. That's just the first team foul against Trinity, so 1 each way. Off the lob, Andriatola, 1 dribble to his right, hook shot, no good. NHIAA tracks down the long rebound. It goes up the floor to Williams. He attacks Shaky, and he finishes with the left hand. A good pass up the floor on the outlet by the freshman NHIAA. Williams does the rest, and then Winnacunnet turns it over. Turning into a track meet here. There's a block at the rim, but a foul as well as Bike will head to the free throw line for Trinity. Well, that's what Trinity can do. They can get out and run. Very good in transition throughout the season. It seems like the engine is revved up at this point here midway through the first quarter. Trinity hoping it's more of an up and down type of game tonight. Pike's free throw won't go. Sub for Trinity, Ellis, the starter, back on, replacing Stoltz. Stoltz is actually, I think, talking to the Trinity trainer at the end of the bench here. Keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, Pike able to go 1 for 2. Trinity has scored 5 straight, and we are tied at 5. A little bit of a drought here for Winnacunnet. It's been over 2 minutes since they put a point on the board. They go inside. Andriatola to his right. Leaves it short, and it's Williams the rebound for Trinity. Good stop by the Pioneers. Trying to stretch this 5-0 run. Ellis, nice catch, nice finish. Got it over Morelli. Able to kiss it off the window. First bucket for Ellis. First lead for Trinity, 7-5, 3.5 to go in this opening quarter. Now a foul again. It's going to come against the Pioneers. A little size mismatch there. Down low, the 6'3" Lucas Shaky trying to pin the 5'11" Tyler Bike on his back. Bike called for an over the back on the catch, so that's his first. 2 team fouls each way. Subs for the Warriors. The big men, Morelli and Andriatola, come off the floor. Into the game at point guard is William Burns. Meanwhile, here is Houston trying to keep it alive in the corner, and it's going to go to Trinity. Another Winnacunnet turnover. Their 5th of this first quarter. I mentioned Burns just checked in at the point guard spot for Winnacunnet. Joe Allen, the backup center, is also on the floor. Stoltz has returned for Trinity, a good sign. Meanwhile, NHIAA's 3 off target. Williams the rebound. His second try, no. Ellis a third option. That won't go either. Allen the rebound and a timeout, Winnacunnet. Now that's the second charged timeout against Winnacunnet, as Coach McKenna did not like the way things have developed here over the last couple of minutes. His offensive, or rather on the offensive side, they've gone stale. Have not scored since, well, now nearly 3 minutes. And Trinity, meanwhile, 7 unanswered points. And it's been the Pioneer fans we've heard from over the last several minutes. So the boys in blue tonight looking to get back to the championship round for the first time in 8 seasons. The first time under head coach Keith Bike. And Winnacunnet hoping to do the same. It's been over a decade in their case. Their last trip, 2010. All right, here we go. Out of the timeout. A little bit of extended man-to-man pressure here from Trinity. O'Hara going to go around Ellis. Leave it for Shockey. Steps into a long 2. Draws the foul. And will shoot 2. Well, perhaps Williams regretted that, I think, trying to block the jump shot on a long 2 attempt from Shaky. Made contact on the wrist on the follow-through, and Shaky makes him pay, at least on the first, his first point of the night. That also ends the Trinity run at 7 unanswered. It brings Winnacunnet back within 1. We're inside of 3 minutes here for the first time in this first quarter. Shaky, good form, 2 for 2. The senior ties the game at 7. It's like a 2-3 here by the Warriors, a matchup zone. Williams going to test that zone with a deep 3 look. No good, then a foul on the rebound as Houston is knocked to the ground. Landed hard, bounced straight up. They get Connor Herman with his first. The sophomore guard just checked in a moment ago. That's the 4th team foul now against Trinity. 2.5 to go first quarter. Meanwhile, O'Hara, wild down the lane, draws a foul. Looked like he had lost the dribble. Collided with a Trinity player, and the foul goes against the Pioneers. That's the 5th team foul, and the 2nd on Herman. Meanwhile, one Shaky checks out, another checks in. Josh Shaky. The sophomore replaces his older brother, Lucas, and is on the floor for the first time. Meanwhile, Burns, first touch. Warriors looking to retake the lead. Houston in trouble, goes to the right-hand dribble, and now Shockey skips it near side for Burns. Coach McKenna squatting on the sideline. I believe trying to direct the offense from a catcher's position. Good defense by Trinity. Winnacunnet trying to work it inside. Allen, offensive foul. Well, dipped his shoulder a little bit after the catch. The junior not happy, trying to plead his case with the official. It was Royce Williams who took the contact and hit the floor, drawing the charge for Trinity. 3rd team foul against Winnacunnet, first against Allen. We're inside of 2 minutes first quarter. 7-7. Pioneers looking to break the tie. It is Bike, elbow J, too strong. Ellis, offensive rebound. Outlet, tipped up, broken up, and now a travel as Shaky rolled around on the hardwood and is called for the violation. So each team with 5 turnovers unofficially in this first quarter. Good hustle there, displayed both ways. 1.5 to go. Winnacunnet stays in a 2-3. Pioneers going to overload. Williams, weak side. Ellis, one dribble, and then it's Houston, the rejection. A well-timed block by the Warrior senior. Allen ends up with the ball, and now O'Hara at midcourt. It's going to set the offense in motion here as we head towards 1 minute to go in this opening quarter. Still tied at 7. Burns jammed up for a moment. Trinity, they've been in the man-to-man the whole way. Houston looking to attack middle. Crossover. Elbow J is short. Good defense by Bike, and then it's Ellis who keeps it alive for the Pioneers. Up the floor, Herman, far corner, and now Williams pumps the brakes on the wing. 35 seconds, first quarter. Trinity hoping for the lead, I think, heading into quarter number 2. They may hold for a final shot. Coach Bike barking something now. Down to 20 seconds. And it looks like indeed the Pioneers want the final look. Stoltz back door. Underneath, Bike tried the reverse. Left it short, and then a rebound. Secured, it looked like, by Josh Shaky, who draws the foul. Bike called for the reach. That is his second. So some fouls piling up here. The Pioneers up against the limit. 16 fouls already, so the next will be a 1-and-1. The next before halftime. Final 5 seconds, first quarter. Shaky lost it off his knee, out of bounds. Good defensive play. 3.5 seconds. Pioneers, enough time to get a shot off. Williams into the front court. Far side, Meeker catching fire. The three is no good. And that'll do it for the first quarter. Defensive intensity on display here in Durham. 7-7. Low-scoring affair in semifinal number 1. Right back to Oyster River High School in a moment. You are watching coverage of the 2021 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I Tournament on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Start of the second quarter here in Durham. Nick Anastas with you. The semifinals. Winnacunnet got off to a good start. Scored the game's first 5 points. Trinity rallying back to score the next 7. And we are tied at 7 after 8 minutes of play. The winner will face the other semifinal winner. That game coming up between Londonderry and Bishop Girton here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. Well, both teams have gotten after it, so to speak, on the defensive end. Williams is stripped, lost it off the knee, out of bounds. We've seen that now repeatedly in this first half, as both team defenses forced a number of turnovers in that first quarter. Now 12 giveaways combined, 6 on each side by my count, 30 seconds into the second quarter. The Warriors, they've been in the zone more often than not. It's a matchup 2-3 half-court look here. They've gone full, and they force a turnover here. Stoltz had it slapped out of his hands, then Shaky lost it. Up ahead, Williams has the left-hand finish. Good pass by Meeker on the bounce pass for the assist. Williams with 6 now to lead all scorers. The seniors got the Pioneers back in front 9-7. Chance of defense from this loud Pioneer crowd. They're seated off to my left. Minute gone, second quarter. Pioneers in a man-to-man. That's been the look throughout this tournament. High arcing three up and in. That's the sophomore Josh Shaky. Able to stretch the floor off the bench for Coach McKenna. Winnacunnet back in front 10-9. Pioneers moving the basketball well against the 2-3, and the freshman NHIAA steps into a baseline 2, his first points of the evening. NHIAA, who played very well off the bench in the quarterfinal win over Bedford. In the books for the first time, Pioneers back in front. Meeker steps in and comes away with a steal and draws the foul. Well, again, giving up a lot of size at 5'9", but not afraid to make a play in the low post. Stepped in front of the entry pass, breaks it up, tracks it down, and draws the 4th team foul against Winnacunnet. Comes with nearly 2 minutes gone by in this second quarter. Against 6 on the other side against the Pioneers. 2-3 zone for the Warriors. Trinity a 1-point lead. Their largest has just been A 2-point lead. So a chance here for their largest lead. Three-pointer out of the corner. Good look from Williams. Too strong, though, on the attempt. Weak side rebound. Morelli and Winnacunnet will slow things down. Trying to play at their pace, a half-court style. Andriatola catch and fire. Three-pointer is second from deep. Andriatola now the game's high score. 8 of the 13 Warrior points on the board belong to the junior. 2-point lead for Trinity. 2.5 gone. Second quarter. Stoltz, high post. Skips it far side. They reverse it. Williams draws a foul. Lucas Shaky hit the floor, but he ends up taking the personal, his second. Moving the feet a little bit when that contact occurred. Meanwhile, after a brief rest, freshman point guard Tyler Bike back into the Pioneer lineup, replacing senior Lewis Rosenthal. Trinity down 2. Warriors in a 2-3. They'll let the guards extend a little bit. It's Burns and O'Hara at the top. Williams, who's been very patient, very selective in the early going. Extra pass, a little low for Nioma. Double team now in the corner. Williams whips it far side. Meeker catches under controls, makes a nice bounce pass, but it's an offensive foul. This time Shaky does draw the charge. Well situated and squared up that time. Meeker picks up his first, and that's the team's 7th. So they're at the limit. Meanwhile, Bike back out. Again, playing in this first half with 2 fouls. Got to be careful. So Bike out. Ellis right back on. It's been an 8-man rotation, but starters logging a lot of the minutes. Andriatola for 3. Long miss. Momentarily controlled by Morelli. Now Ellis lays out, trying to keep it away from Burns. Has Nioma, loses it off the right hand, out of bounds. Bodies on the floor here in the first half. If that's not a sign that it's March, then I'm not sure what is. 8 seniors on the Warriors side, hoping to extend their careers tonight. Williams, or rather Burns, a 3, too strong. Williams, the rebound for Trinity. And the Pioneers again a chance to tie the game down 2. Williams reverses. Meeker, Ellis, Meeker, shot fake, back to Ellis. Unselfish, but perhaps a little too unselfish that time. The Warriors. Here's some applause from their fans. Off to my right. 3-pointer, Williams, no good. Back iron, offensive rebound, Ellis. Back to Williams, another 3. Too strong. And a rebound for Lucas Shaky. We're past the midway point, second quarter. A defensive-oriented first half. Warriors by 2, they go inside. Andriatola, strong catch, 1 dribble, and a nice finish. He's in double digits now with 10, the game's high score. 5 in each quarter. Four-point lead for Winnacunnet, their largest since that 5-0 start. And now a timeout is called. Timeout called by Trinity.
30-second timeout called by Trinity.
Just a 30-second timeout. Reminder, our broadcast tonight, as it always is, brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com. And by Lori D. Warner of Home Sweet Home, a RE/MAX company. Let Lori D. fight for you. Call 603-664-9090 or email Lori, that's Lori, at djlorid.com. Coming up at halftime, a recap of the first half. We'll preview the second semifinal between Londonderry and Bishop Girton as well, coming up at the break. It's been a back-and-forth first half, and the Warriors come up with a steal on the defensive end. That 2-3 zone has worked pretty well. Meanwhile, Morelli finally going to get to the line for the first time. Senior has been held scoreless in this first half. Took it right into the teeth of the defense there. Foul goes against NHIAA. The first against the Trinity freshman. Meanwhile, Morelli too strong on the first. His father, Lee, I saw him earlier. He's 6'10". He's up in the back row, NCAA official. His 6'5" son can't get a friendly roll there. It was halfway down. It pops out. So an 0 for true trip for Morelli. But Winnacunnet still out in front 15-11. Trinity has gone cold over the last several trips, trying to break that cold streak here. Against the zone, they overload and now pull it out deep between the circles. Starters back on the floor with the exception of NHIAA, who catches the baseline pass, fires, and ends up short. Freshman a good look, though. Side iron miss pulled in by Houston, and the Warriors have it. Coming up on 2 minutes to go. First half. Winnacunnet looking for their largest lead. Instead, some miscommunication. They throw it away. Well, that pass was intended either for Lucas Shockey or Elin Houston, but not sure who it was intended for. Those guys trying to figure it out after it ends up out of bounds. So 8 turnovers for Winnacunnet in this first half. 6 by my count on the Trinity side. 2 minutes to go, first half. A 15-11 Winnacunnet lead on the board. Meanwhile, Bike in some trouble. Skips it from Meeker. One time for Williams. Three-pointer in the hole. And that's this first from downtown for Williams. He has 9 now. It's been Trinity's highest scorer, not just in this first half, but all season long. And have missed a number of three-point shots prior to knocking that one down. So Trinity's back within 1. We're down to 90 seconds here in the first half. Back door. Morelli, tough catch. O'Hara, good look from the wing. Off target. Williams, another rebound for Trinity, his third. Pioneers want the lead. Three-pointer Bike. The lefties got it out of the corner. The coach's son with his first field goal. Very quickly, 6 unanswered by Trinity, and now foul at midcourt has got Coach Bike upset at the head of the Pioneer bench. It's on the senior and high man, Royce Williams, his second. Bonus time, as I mentioned, as Lee Morelli's son steps to the free throw line where Brett just missed 2 a moment ago. Trying to tie the game here with exactly 1 minute to go in the first half. Meanwhile, Bike out, Herman back on for Trinity. Morelli leaves it short. Able to ends up, though, with his own miss and draws a foul on the floor. They'll wave off the layup. Foul on the floor. It's a reach-in on Ellis. And now it's a double bonus situation. The 10th team foul has been called against the Pioneers. So 2 for Morelli's 0 for 3 at the line, which is uncharacteristic. Saw him knock down as many as 8 free throws in a regular season win. Gets his first there. This one big to tie it. Got it. All right, so Bike back on for the final 57 seconds, presumably here, as Herman heads back to the Trinity sideline. Pioneer ball extended. Looks like man-to-man pressure here from Elin Houston. And Williams going to draw the foul. They're able to keep Houston to his right. Drew the bump. Just the first on Houston. That does put Winnacunnet up against the team foul limit with 6. 48 seconds first half. Game tied at 17. Been a great first half. Winnacunnet a 5-0 lead to begin. That's been the largest either way. Meanwhile, Bike They're begging him to go left. Now he's double teamed and he travels. Well, he is a left-hander. Good defense by O'Hara. Steered him left, but that played into Winnacunnet's hands because the double team came along the baseline and it ends up as a travel. Against Bike, the 7th giveaway by Trinity in this first half. So Herman back on. Williams is going to sit. Smart move by Coach Bike. Does not want to jeopardize his senior, who has 2 fouls on the defensive end here, which may be the final possession of this first half. We'll see how Coach McKenna's Warriors want to play it. Morelli going to drive. Bounce pass ends up on the wing, and now it's pulled back out with 17 seconds. Game tied at 17. Shaky right-hand dribble. He's got Rosenthal on his hip. Goes to his left. Hard to the rim. Layup won't go. Tipped, kept alive. Andriatola. Foul, counted, and 1. Sam Andriatola having perhaps the first half of his life here. A dozen already. Got 3 rebounds now to go with it. 5 seconds left. More importantly, his team up 2 here. Chance to go up 3 before halftime. Foul, by the way, went against Rosenthal, his first. He just checked out. Meanwhile, Andriatola completes the 3-point play at his first trip to the line. Final 2 seconds. Williams trying to get it off over Houston. Too strong, and that'll do it for the first half. 16 minutes in the books here in semifinal number 1. And Winnacunnet off to a good start. A 20-17 lead on the board. The defense looked good. That zone was effective. And the junior big man leading the senior heavy squad with 13 points. That's Sam Andriatola, who is the game's high scorer. He's got 13 of the 20 in the first half. All right, coming up, we'll take a look back at that first half. We'll preview the other semifinal as well between Londonderry and Bishop Girton. And we'll get you all the statistics that you need to know as well. That's coming up in just a few moments. 20-17, Winnacunnet on top. Halfway home for Warrior fans. Trying to get back to the championship game for the first time in over a decade. You are watching coverage of the 2021 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I semifinals on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. Are you on the fence about selling your home? Well, now is the time to take advantage of today's sky-high demand, low supply, and fierce buyer competition. The market is crazy right now, and bidding wars can be strenuous. Don't go at it alone. Let Lori D. Warner of Home Sweet Home, a RE/MAX company, guide you through the process. You need a trusted, licensed real estate professional in your corner. Let Lori D. fight for you. Call 603-664-9090 or email Lori, that's Lori, at djlorid.com. Is your company interested in showcasing your brand to thousands of high school sports fans across New Hampshire? If not, why not? And if so, let's go. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire is seeking sponsorship partners. It's the perfect way for your company to get out in front of the moms and dads who make up our community. Help us help you, and we can grow together. If you're interested in partnering with Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, then email us at fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. That's fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. Join our team today.
Start of the second half here in Durham. Nick and Astis with you, semifinal number 1. Winnacunnet, a 20-17 halftime lead over Trinity here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. Nick and Astis with you, a defensive-oriented first half. Winnacunnet hoping to get back to the championship game for the first time in over a decade. Came out and scored the game's first 5 points. That was the largest lead either way in that first half. Trinity responded, scored the next 7, and we went back and forth after that. Warriors do end the first half on a high note as they break a 17-17 tie in the final minute or so and lead here at the break 20-17. The Warriors were led by the big fella, the 6'5" junior center, Sam Andriatola, 13 points in that first half. A couple of three-pointers, a three-point play, some good post moves. He also pulled in 3 rebounds. Trinity was led by, no surprise, senior Royce Williams, the guard with 9 of the Pioneers' 17, had help from his backcourt mate, freshman Tyler Bike, who scored 4. Freshman Devon Ellis and Mark Nioma with 2 apiece. So that's it. You got the senior Royce Williams with 9 of the 17, and then 3 freshmen combining for the other 8 under Coach Bike. Trinity, as I mentioned, seeking their 8th championship in school history, the first since 2013, when they were led by assistant coach now, Brad Rhodes, classmates Carmen Giampetruzzi, who went on to play at BC, play baseball at BC, and then player of the year, Maybor Gabriel, was a big part of that team in the middle, and his younger brother, who was then a sophomore, Wenyan Gabriel, went on to do some big things, as we know, at the University of Kentucky and eventually at the NBA level. So a lot of ties to that great 2013 championship squad. Trinity has not been back to the championship game since, trying to change that tonight. And they'll need a big second half to do so. They begin the third quarter down by 3. They'll have the first crack. It's 20-17 Winnacunnet. Warriors played a lot of zone, both full court and half court zone in that first half. They open up the same way here with both Houston and O'Hara at the top of this 2-3 zone. Both teams have gone back to their starters to begin the second half. Bike nowhere to go. Meeker tiptoeing on the baseline. Bounce pass ends up broken up and stolen in the corner. Now the Pioneers had 7 turnovers by my count in that first half. They commit their first of the second half on the first trip of the second half. And so do the Warriors. Ellis steps in the paint, picks off a floating pass from Andriatola, and then a foul is called at midcourt against Elin Houston. A little too aggressive there along the sideline. The senior picks up his second. And the first team foul either way here with less than a minute gone in this first quarter. Trinity very patient. They moved the ball well against the zone. Did not shoot perhaps as well as Coach Bike would have hoped, but I think by and large the looks were pretty good. Bike going to spin, draw the double team. Meeker trying to set up Schultz. Good closeout by Morelli. Williams down the lane. Little bump. The officials let it go, and Andriatola has his 4th rebound. Quickly up the floor, Morelli, wraparound pass for Houston, lost it on the way up. Ends up out of bounds, it'll stay with the Warriors. Well, the officials letting them play a little bit on both ends here through the first minute and a half of the third quarter. As there was definitely some contact on that play. Meanwhile, Shaky surrounded, lost it, out of bounds. Well, Shaky wanted, not Shaky, but Andriatola wanted a foul there. Instead of turnover. Second of the third quarter, 10th of the game by Winnacunnet. Nearly 2 minutes in. Still no change since halftime. A 3-point Winnacunnet lead. Picked off. Shockey the steal, and then a foul. No, Shockey logged a lot of minutes in that first half. Made a great read there on the steal. Now 9 giveaways against Trinity. Both offenses trying to settle in here. Coach Bike will go to the bench. Meeker got most of the minutes in the first half. Taken out. Meanwhile, Andrea Tola can't get it but a foul. That one rolls around the rim and out. Good play off the inbound there. Big man able to catch it, keep it high over his head, and go right up. Draws the foul on Ellis. Second foul against the freshman, and now 2 team fouls against Trinity. Andrea Tola, who hit the only free throw he attempted in that first half, is now 2 for 2 after that make. Another one for the right-hander. In and out, rattles out, rebound up for grabs. Good play by Ellis, sacrificing the body to keep it alive. Now Bike, pull up in transition, knocks down a 15-footer. Tyler Bike trying to get himself going. 6 points. Now Morelli leaves it across the lane for Andrea Tola, and a foul is called. Well, he's the biggest guy on the floor without a question. It's 6'5". Probably the heaviest player as well. He's got grown man size. And able to draw the contact out of a sea of blue jerseys. Third team foul against Trinity, the first against Pioneer big man Eric Stoltz. Ryan Stoltz, not the actor Eric Stoltz. The Trinity senior Ryan Stoltz with his first. Meanwhile, Andrea Tola. 15 points now after a 2 for 2 trip. The lead is 3. Williams to the hole, no, but a foul, and he'll shoot 2. Got the step with the right hand. Andrea Tola, the last man standing, coming over to commit the foul from the help side, his first. Royce Williams, 18 points in the quarterfinal win over Bedford. A 20-plus per game scorer, really, on any given night. In double figures for the first time after that make, but misses the second. Only shot 2 free throws in that first half. So he ends up with 10, or he has 10, with 2.5 gone here in the third. Morelli, great spin move, right hand finish. Morelli held without a field goal in that first half. Great spin to his left, and then again the right hand finish over the lip of the rim. Winnacunnet by 4, and now a travel is called. Third turnover of this third quarter. We're just about 3 minutes in. Winnacunnet looking for their largest lead, and they'll take it right here. Andrea Tola from O'Hara. 17 for the big man. 6-point lead for the first time. Warriors out in front, 26-20. Trinity needs an answer here. 2-3 zone by the Warriors. Inside out, they reverse it. Williams ready. Good contest by Morelli. Loose ball on the rebound. O'Hara ends up with it. Now Shockey looking to push. 3-on-3. Houston trying to slash. Dribbled right into a crowd and lost it. Ellis the steal, and now Trinity's going to slow it down. After Winnacunnet committed their 11th turnover. Coming up on the midway point. Third quarter, 6-point edge. Trinity trying to narrow the gap. Inside out, 3-pointer up and in. It's Tyler Bike. 4 points in the first half, 5 more in this third quarter. He's got 9 all of a sudden. And O'Hara is called for a carry. So O'Hara, bleeding innocence there. A dozen giveaways for Winnacunnet. Trinity down 3 with the ball. midway through the third quarter. Warriors have stayed in that 2-3 zone. Sophomore Connor Herman is on. Herman, little runner, left it short. Trying to attack the zone with a dribble, and then the sophomore commits a foul deep in the backcourt. That's his third. And the fourth team foul against Trinity. Pioneers ran into some foul trouble in the first half as well. They had 17 fouls against them after quarter number one. Trying to avoid a similar situation. Shockey to the hole, draws the foul. Now 5 team fouls against the Pioneers. Meanwhile, Ellis is shaken up. Sophomore taking a moment to get to his feet, and now he's going to jog toward the Trinity bench. Josh Shockey back on, replacing his brother Lucas. Gave Coach McKenna a good spell in that first half off the bench. Meanwhile, Meeker going to replace Herman. Ellis, who is shaken up over there on the Trinity sideline, now working with the trainer. Meanwhile, off the inbound, another Pioneer foul. Well, that inbound play is starting to make a difference here for the Warriors, as every entry along the baseline has been caught near the iron. We've seen Andrea Tola get a couple of buckets that way, and now Houston going to head to the free throw line. 16 fouls on the board against Trinity. Houston gets a friendly roll. Hard to believe, but that's the senior's first point of the night. Does so many other things well. Warriors often don't need him to score, frankly. Well, he can, and he does here at the line, 2 for 2. Warriors by 5. 28-23 inside of 4 minutes. Houston and Campbell almost came up with a steal. Bike whips it across the floor, caught in the near corner, and now pulled out to the near wing for Williams. Williams trying to slice through that zone. That's a tough thing to do. And then he reaches in. Not a wise decision there. Houston able to protect the basketball after securing the rebound, and he draws the 7th team foul against the Pioneers. It comes with less than 5 minutes gone by in this second half. So that is going to be something to watch moving forward. It could bite Trinity for sure. It's already biting them here. It's a 1-1 with 3:15 to go in the third quarter. Houston went 2 for 2 a moment ago. Knocks down another. Warriors matched their largest lead from earlier at 6 again at 29-23. One more for the right-handed senior, no problem. 4 for 4. And now the Pioneers down 7 for the first time in the game. 3 minutes to go. Warriors still in the 2-3 zone. Pioneers trying to work the high post. Inside out, Williams looking for contact. Drops it back deep on the wing for NHIAA. Pioneers going to have to reset. Defense very efficient. Williams again trying to find room, and he draws a foul. So they get Morelli. Third team foul against Winnacunnet. And just the first against the senior Morelli. Williams back to the line, where he is 3 for 4 tonight. Been the Pioneers' high scorer with 10 points. Well, a little easier shooting him this year in the semifinals at least. Normally we're at Lundholm at the University of New Hampshire, Lundholm Gymnasium, where capacity usually is around 4,000, maybe 5,000. Tonight, we're in the triple digits, I would say. Things become golf-like almost, and eerie quiet during the free throws. But that's been the case all year with these players. They're used to it. Williams goes 2 for 2. And there is O'Hara for 3. And that is his first points of the night. The floor general does not look to shoot, frankly. Very unselfish player, but stepped into it there for his first field goal and first points of the night. More importantly, the lead back to 7. .220 to go, third quarter. Trinity trying to figure out this 2-3 zone. Bike around O'Hara, wild down the lane. NHIAA the tip. Can't get it off the glass, and it's Morelli who clears the rebound. Couple of good looks there for Trinity. Won't go down, and the Warriors now a chance to add on to this 7-point lead. O'Hara feeling it, goes down the lane. Little teardrop. 5 unanswered by O'Hara. Timeout, Trinity. The lead ballooning up to 9 here with now inside of 2 minutes to go in this third quarter. The Warriors led by 3 at halftime. And they have gotten it done tonight on the defensive end. It's been the zone look. We've seen man, we've seen zone from the Warriors before, but Coach McKenna has sticked with what's worked tonight. It's been a 2-3 zone look, a little bit of 1-2-2 back in the first half, full court, but pretty much a 2-3 zone. They've done a good job closing on the perimeter. Trinity, to their credit, has moved the ball well, but have not shot the kind of percentage Coach Bike was hoping for. Still plenty of time here. Inside of 2 minutes to go, third quarter. But again, the gap is 9 for the first time tonight. Winnacunnet hoping to get back to the championship game. They fell the last time they were there. That was back in 2010. And it had been a decade since their trip before that, back in 2000, when they fell in the final to Manchester Central. Brian Styes and that great group. Three-pointer, Williams. Yes, Trinity needed it, and they get it. Williams now with 15 points. He's Trinity's high man. And again, it's just a 2-possession difference at 34-28. Big bucket by a big-time player. Meanwhile, O'Hara down the lane, draws a foul, and will shoot 2. Pioneer fans didn't like it. They get Rosenthal, who just checked in for the first time since halftime. They get him with the reach, his second. And O'Hara back to the line. All 5 of his points coming over the last several minutes. Knocks down the free throw there. Starting point guard a year ago. Played in a lot of big games, a lot of close games over his career. And he's a cool customer at the stripe. 7 now. Lead back to 8 at 36-28. Coming up in minute 20, Williams from way downtown. 18 back-to-back threes, and Trinity trying to ride the wave they call Royce. Back to a 5-point game. Shockey down the lane, and a foul is called. Now, Pioneer fans over my left shoulder not happy, as that is team foul number 9 in less than 7 minutes since halftime. Minute 7 to go. Shockey, the younger, awaiting the 1-and-1 here. Meanwhile, Morelli is going to check out. Dual point guard look now with Burns back on the floor to join O'Hara. Josh Shockey hit a 3 off the bench in the first half. Winnacunnet, meanwhile, been lights out from the line. Collectively, they've missed only 3 tonight. Shockey goes 2 for 2. They are 13 of 16 from the charity stripe as a team tonight. Tipped out. Meeker, extra pass. Rosenthal, wing 3, won't go. And finally, Andrea Toll able to clear the rebound. Final 40 seconds. Joe Allen left open up the floor, and he cashes in off the glass. The junior had just checked in. He gets his first points of the night. 9-point lead again. Winnacunnet able to match their largest lead from earlier in this quarter, 25 seconds. Really trying to close out on Williams now, and miscommunication ends up out of bounds. Williams not on the same page with Stoltz, the two seniors. Can't figure it out. It's a turnover. 11 giveaways in the game for Trinity, 4 in this third quarter. Final 15 seconds. The final shot should belong to Winnacunnet. Inside out, wide open. 3 short for Shockey. Kept alive by O'Hara. Stoltz corrals it at midcourt. Williams, step back 3 to beat the buzzer. No, back iron. NHIAA, one more look. Leaves it short from just inside the free throw line, and that will do it. For the third quarter, a big third quarter for Winnacunnet. They're up by 9. Can they hold on and head to the championship for the first time since 2010? Or will Trinity pull one last surprise out of the bag in the fourth quarter? Back in a moment here to Durham. You're watching coverage of the 2021 boys basketball NHIAA Division I semifinal on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Start of the fourth quarter. Warrior ball. They've got a 9-point lead. It's their largest lead of the game. Nick Anastas with you. A trip to the championship game on the line. Burns down the lane. Double pump layup. The senior guard has been asked to play some good defense at the top of the zone. Scores his first bucket of the game. First double-digit lead of the game for Winnacunnet. It's not for long, though, as Royce Williams leaving it all on the floor. The senior does not want to call it a career just yet. 21 points, 3 made threes in this second half from Williams. All coming over the last several minutes. Meanwhile, what is this? A whistle. It'll remain Warrior ball, just an official timeout there. So 42-34. Full court press from Trinity, as they're going to have to force the issue on defense here. Down by 8. No shot clock, as we know, in the NHIAA. Trinity's been in a man-to-man throughout the game. Andriatola for 3. In and out, no good. Rebound for Williams. Pioneers trying to make it a 2-possession game. They've trailed most of the way. Warriors scored the first 5 points. They led by 3 at halftime. As many as 11 a moment ago. Williams is on fire. 24 now. And another from deep. And here come the Pioneer fans. You can hear them stomping on the bleachers. And here's a steal. Up the floor, NHIAA. 2 big steps and a beautiful finger roll. Timeout, Winnacunnet. Well, that's when you know it's March, when grown adults are stomping on the bleachers. Suddenly roaring back are the Pioneers. They're within 3 at 42-39. They've been led by Royce Williams, the senior guard, 24 points. 15 of those in the second half, 4 made three-pointers over the last several minutes, dating back to the third quarter. But boy, oh boy, big-time superstar players play their best when their team really needs them to. And this is the biggest spot Trinity has been in quite some time, trying to get back to the championship since the 2013 team won the whole thing 8 years back. Full court press. Been a well-coached game. Moves and counter moves, adjustments. Two different defensive styles here employed tonight. 2 minutes gone, fourth quarter, and this kid has been good off the bench, Joe Allen. Sure-handed, places it off the window, he's got 4. Williams to the hole, no but a foul. Well, we know about the range, we've seen the 3-ball. And we know about that lightning quick first step as well, able to get into the lane and get back to the line. Where he's 5 for 6 tonight, make it 6 of 7. 25 and counting now for Royce. One more. Trinity trying to make this a one-possession game. Allen, meanwhile, checks out for Winnacunnet. Morelli back on, so it's Andriatola, Morelli, Lucas Shockey, Houston, and O'Hara. That's the starting 5 in white for Winnacunnet. Williams, another free throw. Winnacunnet into the front court. Andriatola trying to use the dribble. Backdoor, Morelli is bumped from behind and fouled at the rim. Williams, good elevation, but he did not have the position, tried to block it from behind and goes over the shoulder. And that's a big one. That's number 4. It also puts Trinity, well, with their 10th foul now, so double bonus moving forward here. Still plenty of time in this fourth quarter. 5:46 to go in regulation. Meanwhile, the free throw for Morelli. Up and in, one of the 8 seniors hoping to extend their career tonight for Winnacunnet. Meanwhile, Stoltz, a senior for Trinity, checks back in, replacing the freshman NHIAA. 4-point lead at 45-41. One more for the right-hander, Morelli. It's up, and it's in. 6 points for Morelli. 4 of them have come via the free throw line. The gap is 5 again at 46-41. Williams, 2 big steps down the lane, makes it look easy. Off the glass. 28 now for the senior, one of the best individual games we've seen all season. Little trouble in the backcourt. They avoid it. Andriatola, a spin to his right. That's a gorgeous move. Great touch with the right hand. Andriatola, first bucket of the fourth quarter. Ellis for 3, a little rushed and off target. O'Hara out of a crowd, left to right, spins. Ellis, good hustle, comes up with a steal. Bounce pass ahead, Meeker, rejected by Shockey. Loose ball tracked down by Williams. Coach Pike says slow it down. Trinity ball down 5. Just over 3 minutes gone, fourth quarter. Williams, 3-pointer. Line drive missed, too strong. Weak side rebound, Shockey. Warriors get the miss they want. Shockey from Morelli to the hole. Right-hand layup off target, and then a foul on the floor is going to go against Stoltz of Trinity. No argument from Schultz there, as he got arm on Andriatola. He's 3 for 3 tonight at the stripe. The junior has been Winnacunnet's high scorer, but he misses that one. Still got a team high 19 points, trying to break the 20-point plateau and put his team up by 6 here as we head towards the midway point, fourth quarter. Instead, it's a long miss. It's an offensive rebound. Morelli goes back to Andriatola, leaves the teardrop short. Houston, a third try, count the bucket. Pounding the offensive glass. 6 for Elin Houston, his first field goal. The lead back to 7 as we march toward the 4-minute mark. Clock starting to become a factor. NHIAA lost it off his knee into the backcourt, and then a foul is called. Well, the ball was tipped, according to the officials. by the defense. That's why there was no over and back violation there. So a break for Trinity. The foul against Winnacunnet is the second against Morelli and the 6th team foul. So the Warriors now are up against the limit. Midway through fourth quarter, 7-point game. Trinity trying to make it a 2-possession difference. Backdoor Williams, yes. Off the glass, that's a cool 30 for the senior. 3:40 and counting. 5-point game. Warriors have held the lead throughout the contest, basically. They've led most of the way. They turn it over here. Shockey sees it go off his leg. Bike goes behind the back and then lost it during the spin move. A little too much there. Warriors the other way, trying to settle in. Morelli, a runner, leaves it short, follows his own miss, and puts it in off the glass. That's how you follow your own shot. Morelli scraping together 8 points. Now the lead back to 7. Clock ticking. Coming up on 3 minutes, a foul here is going to put Winnacunnet over the limit and put Trinity to the line. Reaching on Houston, that's number 4 against the senior. Williams working on a 30-point game. The 1-and-1 is good. How about 8 of 9 at the line? His lone free throw miss came just after halftime, early third quarter. That one around the horn and out. Still, though, a 6-point game, which is big, a 2-possession difference. Big difference between 6 and 7. Inside of 3 minutes. Winnacunnet trying to go back inside, they turn it over. Williams the steal, and then he throws it away. Good hustle by Morelli. Able to come back and break it up. O'Hara, pass tipped. Sails out of bounds. It'll stay with the Warriors. 2:40 to go. What a ball game. Morelli off the lob, trying to fight through a crowd, stays with it, and goes off the glass. Morelli, been a big part of the program over the years. Starting to come alive here in the fourth quarter. Here he is on defense, breaking it up, and the loose ball ends up with Shockey. Warriors first force another Trinity turnover. O'Hara may have rushed the layup, and then NHIAA is fouled over the shoulder by an over-anxious Andrea Tola. And Trinity will take that all day. A stop clock here with 2:14 to go in quarter number 4. The freshman, who's played well again tonight off the bench, Mark NHIAA. 4 points. Right-hander, no problem. Trying to make it a 2-possession game here. Second one is good. Good free throw shooting. Timeout. Nick had asked us with you. Glad you could join us. We've got an instant classic, I think, perhaps in the making here. It's a 6-point game with 2:14 to go in the fourth quarter. Winnacunnet trying to get back to the championship for the first time in over a decade. Have led most of the way. They trailed very briefly towards the end of the first quarter. They led by 3 at halftime. They stretched that lead up to 11 in the opening minute of the fourth quarter. But never say die, the motto of Royce Williams and the Trinity Pioneers. The senior with 31 points and counting. 8 of 10 at the free throw line. He's hit 4 threes. A couple of those were 30-footers. And he has been as good as advertised, hoping to extend his high school career one more game. And will Trinity into the championship round for the first time since 2013. Here we go. 54-48. Full court press by Trinity. The Warriors want it in this man's hands, the senior James O'Hara. One-on-one with Meeker. He comes into the front court with a pass to Andriatola. We are down to 2 minutes. No shot clock in the NHIAA. So Trinity is going to have to, I think, force a turnover or ultimately commit a foul. Warriors, the name of the game is chew clock and protect the basketball. Nearly a steal. Bike played his cards right there, got a right hand on the pass, his right hand on the pass. It ends up out of bounds, however, and stays with the Warriors with 1:47 to go. Andriatola inside, just too big. Spins to his left. He's been the man tonight for Winnacunnet, now 21 points. Quick three the other way. NHIAA won't go from the wing. Warriors get the miss they want and the rebound they were looking for. Now Morelli trying to avoid a double team. Bounce pass to Houston, far sideline. Steps out of a double team himself. Morelli's back door broken up. Allen ends up with it, and Andriatola whips it back to his floor general, O'Hara. Minute 10, back door. Allen from O'Hara, there's the finish. Allen 6 off the bench, great find by O'Hara. 3, in and out, no good for Bike. Rebound Morelli, and Bike commits the foul. Now inside of a minute remaining, fourth quarter, the lead. Double digits yet again. Pioneers up 10, 58-48. That is also the fourth foul on Bike. Still double bonus, so 2 on the way for Morelli. Had a strong second half. 8 of his 10, now 9 of his 11 have come since halftime. 1 of 2 in double figures in white tonight for Winnacunnet. We mentioned the Warriors' high man, Sam Andriatola, with 21. Royce Williams, 31 on the other side for Trinity. Morelli's second is good. Free throw shooting has been key for both teams. 11, no, a 12-point lead. Williams is blocked by Andriatola. Shockey the rebound. Clock ticking. We're down to 45 seconds, and Morelli is fouled from behind at midcourt. That'll do it for Bike. The freshman fouls out with 9 points. Terrific effort, terrific season for the coach's son. Morelli leaves it short. One more coming. Well, reminder, do not go anywhere. We've got post-game coverage, and then we'll get ready for the second of our semifinal doubleheader between Londonderry and BG. Slated right now for a 7 o'clock Eastern start. We'll have pregame coverage beginning at 6:45. So the party continues tonight. Semifinal night in Division I. Trinity down 13, down to 30 seconds. Williams a 3, no good. Andriatola another rebound, his 7th tonight. And that's going to do it. 20 seconds and counting. Trinity is not going to foul, and the Winnacunnet Warriors, another win tonight. They beat Exeter, they beat Portsmouth, and they've beaten Trinity now. Final score 61-48, and the Winnacunnet Warriors are going back to the Division I championship game for the first time since 2010. Nearly a wire-to-wire win by the Warriors. They led basically throughout the game by as many, well, as 13. As the final score ends up being the largest gap tonight. Again, 61-48 is the final. We'll tally up the final scores. We'll recap the whole thing. Get you set for Londonderry BG as well. That's coming up in just a moment. Keep it right here. You're watching coverage of the 2021 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I Tournament on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. Are you on the fence about selling your home? Well, now is the time to take advantage of today's sky-high demand, low supply, and fierce buyer competition. The market is crazy right now, and bidding wars can be strenuous. Don't go at it alone. Let Lori D. Warner of Home Sweet Home, a RE/MAX company, guide you through the process. You need a trusted, licensed real estate professional in your corner. Let Lori D. fight for you. Call 603-664-9090 or email Lori, that's Lori, at djlorid.com. Is your company interested in showcasing your brand to thousands of high school sports fans across New Hampshire? If not, why not? And if so, let's go. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire is seeking sponsorship partners. It's the perfect way for your company to get out in front of the moms and dads who make up our community. Help us help you, and we can grow together. If you're interested in partnering with Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, then email us at fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. That's fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. Join our team today.
Winnacunnet on to the championship game for the first time in over a decade. They get it done tonight, 61-48 over Trinity. The Warriors took the lead early and held the Pioneers at bay despite the best effort of senior Royce Williams, who goes down swinging. 31 points in the loss for the Pioneers. It's just not enough as Winnacunnet, led by big man Sam Andriatola, get the job done. 21 for the junior. Had help from Brett Morelli, who scored 10 of his 12 in the second half. And balanced approach after that. 6 by Elin Houston, again all in the second half. James O'Hara, 7. You guessed it, all in the second half. A big second half as the Warriors turn a 3-point halftime lead into a 13-point win. Their third of the tournament. They will await the winner of Londonderry and Bishop Girton. Those teams set to enter the gym in just a few minutes. We've got a separate link on our YouTube channel to watch that game, so make sure you get yourself situated. And that one should begin at about 7 o'clock. Our coverage begins at 6:45, so that's about 17 minutes or so from now. So plenty of time to grab a snack and come back for the second part of our doubleheader between the Cardinals and the Lancers. All right. I want to thank Andrew Lathrop and his right-hand man, Rob Quigley, for doing a great job setting us up here, making us feel welcome here at Oyster River High School. Final score, final time, Winnacunnet 61, Trinity 48. This has been a presentation of the 2021 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I Tournament on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, presented by Beals Insurance.